build a nation together. This also goes for every Trinbagonian who gone to live in a foreign land. Now is the time to come home and do something instead of staying out there and freezing. Because now, more than ever, we must show discipline, tolerance, and production to build.
Now, more than ever before, we must show discipline, tolerance, and production. I want to welcome you to the hub. Again, we have 1 hour to talk using social media and the radio to connect. I want to encourage those on Facebook and YouTube to please share the live. Sharing is caring. Those who are listening to me on Vibes 101.3 FM and 106.3 FM, welcome and good evening. I want to start off by saying the government of Grenada is again fulfilling a promise it made to the Grenadian people, where the individuals or families or people living on crown lands, government lands, they would regularize them. They would work with them so that they can get title to the land, a deed for that piece of land. So there will be tomorrow, God's willing, from 2:30 p.m. at the National Athletic Stadium, the VIP lounge, they will be handing over to a number of Grenadians title for the land that they have been on, living on for many years without any title. So if they die, their family member cannot get it, right? But if they passed away after they get the title to the land, then it can be passed to the other generation, right? That is what you call generational wealth. Making sure that if your mother or your father occupying a piece of crown land and they've been there for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years without any piece of paper to show that they own the land, now making sure that they have that piece of paper, they have title to the land, then they will be able to go to the bank, they could take out a loan using the piece of land as collateral or as an asset. That is what you want. They could will the land to somebody in the family, some child, or maybe the children. It depends on the size. So that is what you want in a country. You have people with a wall house or a concrete house on a piece of land, but the land doesn't belong to them. Yes, the house belongs to them, but the land is still crown land. They never paid for it, and even if they paid for it, they never got title to it. They never got a deed. maybe there's a plan, because if you uncrowned land come and they survey it, you might have a plan for it. You might know the size of it, but the title you do not have. So I remember the government launching that program some time back, and they promised that they would work to get this all sorted out. So that's the first handover of titles.
Government, through the Ministry of Agriculture, Lands, Forestry and Marine Resources, has launched a 2-year program to address land ownership across Grenada. The Land Tenure Regularization Program is part of a policy directive to provide ownership titles to families and individuals who have been occupying government or crown lands for over 10 years. Government owns approximately 10% of lands, with the remaining 90% privately owned. The regularization program seeks to enhance land governance and minimize land disputes and provide legal recognition and documentation of land ownership to eligible residents. Gemma Bain Thomas, Administrative Executive in the Ministry of Agriculture and Lands, Forestry and Marine Resources, explained the process of regularization and who will benefit. She said those allotted crown lands will have 12 years to complete payments.
Citizens legally occupying crown lands are those who went through the approved application process, for whom there is a cabinet conclusion approving the lot of crown land in their name. Such approval may or may not have been conveyed to them in writing, and they may or may not have commenced payment for the lots allocated. The program will be working from the records at the Lands and Surveys Department. The records are mostly manual, and the opportunity will be taken to develop a computerized system as part of the Land Tenure Regularization Program. For citizens occupying crown lands for a period of 10 years with no legal authorization, that is, no cabinet conclusion or letter of approval, the Land Tenure Regularization Program will develop a pathway to legal ownership. This will include documenting the parcel of lands, establishing the size of the lot, developing terms and conditions for legal ownership, and working with them to the point where they can be the legal owner of the plot of land.
Mrs. Bain Thomas said those who have completed payments to government for lands will be regularized first.
We propose to deal with the occupiers of crown land in different categories. So we have those who have completed payments. They will be addressed first. All occupiers of crown lands who have over the years made all the payments, and we have the records to prove they were given a cabinet, there's a cabinet conclusion, and so they will be the first set of people to be addressed. Then we'll move on to category number 2, which is people who are on crown lands. They have been legally approved to be there. Some have made payments, but they have not completed. Some have not made payments, although they were given letters of approval with the details of the amount to be paid. This will be category 2. Then we are going to move on to the informal occupants or the squatters who have no legal authority, in the sense that there is no cabinet conclusion, there is no letter of approval. And so within the 2 years, we anticipate that we should be able to deal with these 3 categories of people. However, given the amount of people, and when we go on the ground, when our field officers go on the ground, we might be discovering additional challenges. We are open to the project going on for a 3rd year.
Philip Alexander, Technical Specialist Land Administration within the ministry, says the parcels of lands available to date are connected to programs that were established under previous governments: Land for the Landless, Idle Lands for Idle Hands, and Model Farms program. Currently, there are over 8,700 parcels of lands available. Alexander is hopeful that this regularization process will address the weaknesses in land administration and management.
We hope that this program will benefit the people that are most needed in the circumstances, because we have today a significant number of persons, large numbers, who have been occupying and utilizing Crown lands and other lands, and those persons have not been in a position to fully optimize the benefit of lands. And that is what this program is about.
With an allocated budget, government is committed to turning dreams of land ownership into reality for Grenadians who have made Crown lands their home for over a decade.
Yes, so you have quite a number of people, a number of families living on Crown lands. Some started paying, some completed paying, some do not have any document to show that they have the authority to be there. So the government is trying its best to deal with that, to help the people to get title to the land. And they're giving you ample time to repay, 12 years to repay, or to pay, not repay, but to pay for the land. That is good. And then you would own it. Those who can pay one time, same time, they're giving you priority, because there are people who paid for the lands already, but they never got any title. They never got any deed, nothing of that sort. But they paid for the land. All right? So they are being prioritized. They're given the first, well, I shouldn't say prioritize, but they're dealing with them first, right? And once they get their deed, they get their plan, they're good to go. And then there are people who have authority to be on the plot, on the piece of land. They started paying, but they never finished, they never completed. So they would be given attention after they deal with those who completed paying. And then they would deal with the squatters and so on. But that's a good thing. Land regularization is a good thing, because there are a lot of families who are on government land and they do not have title to it. So yes, they may have a house on it, but what else? The land doesn't belong to them. So if the landowner, which is the Crown, decides to take back the land, you cannot even go with the house, because it's concreted in many instances. People concrete, or they do the downstairs concreted and the top wood, a number of things. So again, thumbs up to the government of Grenada. I love that. That's the way to go. And this would impact positively on a number of families, because there are families who have been waiting for this for a lot of years. And they will get the opportunity, well, at least some tomorrow, to collect in their hands title for the land. And then the people who started paying but didn't finish paying, they would get the opportunity to pay over a 12-year period and own the land. And then you have the squatters, who they have to now go and survey where they're squatting. If where they're squatting, they could actually remain there, and then give them a pathway to owning the land too. So the government is trying. The government is trying it's best, because there are previous governments who told people, well, go and build there, and go and build there, and go and build there. There are some who even surveyed the piece of land and tell you where your boundaries are and tell you how much you have to pay, how much the land cost. All right? And they give you a book and you get a letter, cabinet conclusion, saying you're the rightful person for this plot and you're the one to pay. And if you have to get that change to put it on somebody else's name so they can pay, you have to go through cabinet again for it to be approved, and then you get the authority. You're going to get a book, then they're going to change, and you're going to continue paying. So it's a process. But kudos to the government. I love that. Kudos to the government for taking on that task, because a lot of governments in the past did not. They did not do that. But this government is saying you need to get title to the land. You need to own the land. So you can go to the bank with it. You can use it as collateral for a loan. That is what is important. So again, thumbs up to the government of Grenada for this. That's wonderful. Very, very, very good. The Honorable Claudette Joseph, she continues to do a number of projects in the town of St. George.
Well, I'm very happy to be here at the site of this project in Gretna Green, which is nearing completion. First of all, I would like to thank the contractor who has done an amazing job. When we came up to this site, we thought it was a bit on the impossible side. But for me, the mere fact that there are people living up here and had to traverse this treacherous terrain to get to and from the house, the first thing I thought about is, well, if they have a load, if they have somebody's sick, somebody's injured, you know, especially in the legs or the back, also, how would they be getting to their homes? And the other thing is, I can believe that for so many years, you know, residents told me they've been living up here for over 30 years and asking repeatedly for something to be done so that they could get easier access to their home. And I just figured that we had to do something. So I am very happy and indeed impressed with the work done by the contractor, by the people from the ministry, designing the roadway, which branches off into a step. If you look towards the back, you will see there's a Y shape. So on either side, it merges into the road, branches off into steps on either side. I think the work is progressing at an impressive speed, and the people are very, very happy. They are very happy, and in some respects, like me, they can't believe that the area that they knew once has been transformed into what they see today. And this is transformation. This is what we promised.
Much time.
Yes, yes.
I think God is good.
Yes, man, you have a God for real, man.
Yes, my government had it good.
Yes, man, it's like that, man.
15.
Yes, so again, congratulations there to the Honorable Claudette Joseph. She's doing a lot of work in the town of St. George, and I love the fact that they are producing short clips or videos highlighting the work that she's doing. And we need to see more of that. All right? We need to see more of that from the other MPs or caretakers or ministers. Just a little video detailing what you're doing. That piece of road, that piece of drain, that school repair, that medical station that you're renovating, that basketball court that you're fixing, that tennis court that you're fixing, that playing field that you're lighting, that young person you're assisting, that elderly person you're assisting, that farmer you're assisting, I mean, that playground that you building, things like that. just a little video with you explaining it, and you have the people expressing appreciation or highlighting how it was and what it is now. So kudos to the Honorable Claudette Joseph. You're doing a fantastic job, and we are proud of you, and we are happy to see the work that you're doing in that constituency. I mean, Peter David is there talking. He's a good talker. But these basic stuff, like having a piece of road in that area, or a drain, or some steps, that should have been done by Peter David, because he has been MP for that constituency for a long time, about 15 years. If I am correct, about 15 years. 2003 to 2008, right? And then he ran in 2018 to 2022, I think, right? And I think he ran before, something like that. Anyways, about 10 years or more, right? And he's there now, 3 years on. So it's about a good 13, 14 years. The guy has been in the politics and MP for the town of St. George. So he has been there for a while. All right. And right, so I was saying from 2003 to 2008, and then from 2008 to 2013. Right. So the guy been there, that's a good 5-10 years. And then from 2018 to 2022, the election, it's another 5 years, about that, 4.5, 5 years. And then 3 years. So he's going on to 20 years. He's heading on to 20 years in the politics and representing, or quote unquote, being the representative, because I don't think he's representing the town of St. George well, being the representative in Parliament for the town of St. George. So this guy has been there long. So a play area for the people of the housing scheme in Dabo, Mount Rush. That should have been a priority. With a lot of kids in that area, that should have been a priority. This piece of road and a number of drains and other things, I would love to see, for example, in the town of St. George, I would love to see the sidewalks done or redone, fixed. I would like to see signage in the town of St. George, and the drains done properly and covered. I remember walking in Brooklyn, and there is this nice work done in a particular area where the drains are below, and you have this metal bars that can easily be removed. And, there are areas where you can collect garbage and so on, and you can get that there even if it's washed, into certain streams, certain areas. Basic thing, but it looks good. So the high and low, and that kind of thing, right? And you restrict vehicles from passing on it. But it can be done. You don't need to have St. George's with all the drains, right? Not covered. People would fall in it. I know so many people who fell in those drains, some of them pretty deep. So I would love to see some work being done in the town itself, fixing the sidewalks, modernizing it with certain features to accommodate people who are visually impaired and people who are not mobile, right? Or who have, let's say, wheelchairs or scooters, or, these days it's coming with batteries and that kind of thing, with the technology. So I would love to see that in St. George's. And I think people would appreciate that. A work, a project to uplift, to enhance the tongue of St. George. That would be a sight to behold. That would be a winner. All right? That would be a winner, if you ask me. Having all the streets named, right, properly, having all the sidewalks done properly, right, and having certain areas where you say to the Syrians and the Indians and the business people, you cannot just take your garbage and put it on the street because it's 6 o'clock. Because you expect the truck to pass at that time. And then the truck don't pass at 6 and scatter all around the place. All right? I would love to see that. I would love to see more bathrooms and toilets be made available in the town, even if you have to rent certain places to put that bathroom and toilet facilities for citizens to utilize once they're in the city. Right? So a lot could be done. A lot could be done in the town of St. George. And it would impact the entire country because people come to St. George's. And if they realize that work is being done there, the town is looking better, then they go back into the constituency with a better view of government. Forget about Peter David. He has been there for a long time and he has not done anything whatsoever where that is concerned. Zero. He been in government, he been in opposition. Zero. So I want to commend the Honorable Claudia Joseph. And that could be a really good project, enhancing the tongue of St. George. Fixing the sidewalks, covering the drains, naming the streets properly, right? And working with the business community to have them understand you don't need to just throw out your garbage at a certain time and put it out there, and there are still people moving about in the town. And maybe giving the businesses some incentive to lift the face or the front of the building, to do some work there, to modernize it. And in some instances, you can maybe encourage them to go green, plant some more trees in the city. It doesn't have to be the big trees. Plant some more trees in the city. And make it, a climate smart city. That could be done. It's a good undertaking. And then you go into the Caronage. The Caronage, you need to fix the sidewalks on the Caronage. You need to get these boats to Grand Mall, build a facility there in Grand Mall for them, and clean up the Caronage. And then put a 20 feet boardwalk, Poplar Heart, use Poplar Heart wood all the way around, right? And again, make it green, plant trees and, flowers and different things there. Bring it up to mark and have in every area. So this area, let's say from the Andal supermarket area there to a certain point, reggae and fish, steam fish, stew fish, fish and whatever, healthy stuff. You got a little lower down, soca and soup, as an example. Callaloo soup, pumpkin soup, pea soup, manish water. A little lower down, drama, storytelling, right? And cocoa tea and bakes. Just as an example. A little lower down, jazz and something else. Jazz and tea, right? A little lower down, you have, on the boardwalk, right? And you have sitting areas and so on. And you make sure that it's environmentally friendly and people are clean and health-wise. You check them out and so on, and you have facilities that people can use to urinate and to number one and number two. And then you give, and you can go to other things storytelling, drama, another area, parang and something, another area, calypso, and so, it's big enough. It's big enough. The entire Caronage. And then you give the businesses the incentive to lift the face of their building, in front of their building, put it in different colors, right? So after you close for business, when you look at the Caronage, it's just shining. All the old buildings, you demolish that if you have to demolish it. And you modernize the Caronage. And you have a no drive-through at a particular hour or a particular time. People can cycle, people can walk. Nothing wrong with that. But you bring it up to mark. That could be done. It could be done. Or you have it no parking at a certain time. So you can drive your vehicle through the area, but zero parking in that area. Because if the Caronage, like for example on a Sunday, if you look at the Caronage on a Sunday, you realize it's a beautiful, beautiful place. And you have less vehicles and so on, they're packed up and so on. It's wide, it's big. So that must be done. You make it a green city, clean, environmentally friendly. Environmentally friendly. You have bins, and that's a good place maybe to run the different types of bins, bottles, plastic, general waste and so on. And you charge people for certain things. So littering and so on in the area, and you keep it proper. That's what needs to be done. You got to innovate. You got to come up with brilliant ideas to transform that place, right? It could be done. It could be done. The Caronage is really gorgeous, really beautiful, but they got to do some work there. They have to do some work there. So a lot could be done still to enhance this place. All right. I saw a wonderful story on MTV with the Honorable David Andrew, or Senator the Honorable David Andrew, with solar lights on Hope Beach and the work they're doing there.
Hope Beach in St. Andrew is among the latest locations to benefit from a government initiative aimed at improving safety, security, and recreational opportunities through the installation of solar-powered lights across the country, including in remote areas. Our news team caught up with National Democratic Congress caretaker for the area, Senator David Andrew, at the beach on Easter Monday, who highlighted the significance of the project. Andrew emphasized that the installation of the lights was a necessary step to enhance the safety of citizens and promote nighttime recreational activities. He also announced additional plans for the area, noting that washroom facilities are soon to be implemented at Hope Beach.
So we are happy. You look behind us, you would see we have installed lights so that there is safety on this beach, a lot more safety. The beach is cleaned a lot better, and folks are enjoying this a lot more because quite a lot of activities take place here, particularly around the Easter time. People have been camping out, picnicking, and so it's all part of the plan that we have. We also have a plan to install a bathroom, change room, and bathing area right on this facility. It's already on stream. We have met with planning and with health to get the necessary guidance as to where and how we need to do that.
Close to 20 solar lights have been installed along the stretch of Hope Beach, including at various entry points, making the area more accessible and secure for visitors after sunset, Senator David Andrew disclosed.
Totally, there are a total about 18 lights installed all the way up to the other side of the beach, and then there's a secondary entrance from the Hope City side that was lit as well, so that persons who choose to walk into the beach from that area could also feel safe. So a total about 18 or so lights. I can't give you a cost estimate, but no amount of cost is too much to invest in the safety and well-being of our people, and I'm committed to continuing to push for that, for the safety and well-being of the people of St. Andrew Southeast and Grenada on a whole.
Despite ongoing challenges caused by the heavy accumulation of sargassum seaweed, an issue affecting several beaches along the eastern coastline, Hope Beach continues to attract large numbers of patrons. The new lighting is expected to further boost visitor numbers, particularly during the festive season.
Yeah, so that's a good piece there by MTV, Troy Gill. That's good. The lights, the solar lights, it doesn't cost government anything after. So yes, installing it, that's a cost. But in terms of energy, it's solar, it's the sun. So that's really, really good. It stores during the day and during the night. You get light. And what I realized, some of the solar lights, they are a bit, you know, motion, and like they have motion sensors. They come on if people come there. So it's not like you're going to be on always bright, right? In some areas. So if you pass or if you're there, then it comes on. And it remains on until you leave. All right. That is good. That is wonderful. Simple things, but it's a blessing. It can really turn things around. So a person may just want to go on the beach and spend some time. They may not want to bathe, because I don't think you want to encourage people to go on the beach during the night and bathe. If you want to do so, you do so at your own risk. And there are people who go there with different objectives. Nothing wrong with that. But just go in and spend time, chill. They should even do some benches in that area. The Honorable David Andrew spoke about changing room and bathroom and toilet facility and so on. I mean, these beaches are known to be popular for decades, for a lot of years. They should have had on that beach already 2 or 3 bathrooms or changing rooms, bathroom facilities and so on that beach. But again, the NDC has to come and do it. The NDC has to come and put bathrooms and toilets and so on those, beaches. Something like that should happen on Concrete Strip too. In fact, I was there some time back, me and a couple of friends, and that was one thing that they pointed out. It's a popular beach at certain times, but you don't have a bathroom facility there or a changing room. God forbid you're on that beach and you actually want to number 2 or number 1. Just think about it. I mean, number 1 is kind of minor, but still not good. But you want a number 2 and you don't have a vehicle to leave there and maybe go somewhere close by. And where close by, really? All right? And that beach, you have wall on the bottom side, wall on the top side. So you know what would happen. So Concrete Strip 2 needs something like that. Lights and also a bathroom facility. That would do well for the people who use that beach. Because there are days you go on Concrete Strip and the amount of people you would see there. Same thing for Fantasia. Fantasia, that beach. If you don't get access to that bar and restroom on the beach, cockot eat your dinner, as old people would say. So you need, even if it's a paid bathroom and toilet facility, you need that. And even if you're closing it at a particular time, people will still appreciate it. And even if you have to occupy a piece of land in the public's interest, you need to do so. Because remember, the government can, take that piece of land in the public interest, but promptly pay the person, the owner of the land, right? The government could occupy a piece of land for public interest. So like the public, they go to the beach, they utilize the beach, the government could say, well, look, there is lands on the beach there. We need this portion for the purpose of a bathroom, changing room, toilet, and that kind of thing. And I think anybody will be happy about that. Fantasia too. And that's just some. People may highlight other beaches, but I can only point to two. Right? So again, I want to commend the Honorable David Andrew. You're doing a fantastic job in that constituency. You know that constituency, Emlyn Pay won that constituency on a number of occasions. I believe she won that constituency about 3 or 4 times. Right? I believe so. Because from 2013, so that 2 elections, 2013 to 2018, and from 2018 to 2022, and from 2022 to this point. And I want to believe she was there from 2003 to 2008, because Patrick Simmons beat her to get into government with the NDC in 2008. So she been there for a good 3 to 4 elections. She actually won that seat 3 or 4 times. All right? So a bathroom facility on Hope Beach or lights on Hope Beach, she should have accomplished that. She should have done that. Come on. She should have done that. These things are not rocket science. They're simple things, but very important for people. But she could talk. She's a good talker. Yeah. But just look at something as simple as that. Hope Beach is one of the most popular beach of that side. She never had the vision to make sure that you have there a bathroom and toilet facility, or to make sure that solar lights are erected there, or lights are erected there. No. She lacks vision. She's a good talker, sweet talker like Peter David. But just look, what have they done in their constituencies? What? I really want to know. It takes these young people to get into government and to do things that are transformative in nature, impacting positively the lives of our people. So I challenge them. You've been there for all the years, all how much? 3 elections, 4 elections. You won. What have you done? And for the majority of times, you were in government. You were in government. What have you done in that constituency? But folks, I want to again say we have tickets for Carriacou. All right? Carriacou, we have tickets for Carriacou. Remember, we go in to Carriacou on June the 21st. And the tickets are going fast. If you don't know, they are going fast. All right? So June the 21st, we're going to Carriacou. All right? And we're going up there with the Osprey. So again, tickets is going for $100. A ticket. Ticket costs 100 EC to go up on the Osprey, and then we come back down. So we leave in the morning, we arrive there pretty early, and we come back down in the night. 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, we back down. Coming back down, we heading down. All right? So if we leave up there, let's say we leave 9, let's say we leave 10, we heading back down to Grenada. So we're spending the entire day in Carriacou. The main place where we will be would be Paradise Beach. One of the best beaches in the world. Paradise Beach. All right? And then we intend to go around the island of a motorcade, around the island to sightsee, to see some of the things that the Honorable Tevin Andrews continue to do in Carriacou. And then we come back to Paradise Beach, food, drinks, music, vibes all night. So you spend, and if you want, you can go visit friends, go around the island, mix and mingle with people. It's up to you. And it's a good opportunity if you have a group, if you have friends, and you say, boy, Saturday, July the 21st, we go into Carriacou. I have tickets. You haul at me, you message me, I will get the tickets to you because the tickets are going fast. All right, I'll get the tickets to you. It's $100. So, people are going to buy it out. It's $100. So you may have a group of 5 people, 6, 7, 8. Haul at me. Pick up your tickets. I have the tickets. I have some tickets by Ricky's Bar in town where I'm normally at. We have some tickets there. And I have tickets. So we have tickets, but they're going fast. But it's a good opportunity for groups, for friends, for, individuals. So let's go up to Carriacou, and no, it's not the 31st, the 21st. So Saturday, June the 21st, 2-1. That's Saturday, June the 21st. That's 2 days before the 23rd, the 3 years of NDC being in power. So it's the 21st. All right, nice. In New York, the New York event is different. That's May the 31st. That's New York. Good? That's important. So understand we're going up there to have a wonderful time. If you have not yet gotten your ticket, you know my number. 1473 415 4817. 415 4817. 403 1019. 403 1019. All right. So you can send me a WhatsApp. You can call me on those numbers. In fact, under the program, my number is scrolling there. Everyone knows my number. 415 4817. 403 1019. And I can organize the tickets for you. I can link you where you are. All right? Because we have the tickets. And earlier you buy them is better for you. Okay? So we're going up to Carriacou with the Osprey, 2 of the Ospreys, 2 of them. So I want to encourage you to buy your tickets because they're available at this point in time. I have the majority of them. There are people who already called me asking for 5. In fact, today, a lady met me today and she wanted 4. So I gave her 4. The day before, a gentleman said to me he wanted 5. And another person, 18. All right? So it's going fast. Hello? Hello? Yeah, that's my number. All right. We just want to make sure. Or the person is saying they want to make sure that's Kem's number. Yeah, that's my number. That's my number. 415 4817 or 403 1019. 2 numbers you can reach me at. So it's a good opportunity to make the line you want a couple of friends, or you by the shop, or you always lime in by the shop, change your location. Meaning, June the 21st, Saturday, June the 21st, we're going to Carriacou. The folks in Carriacou, the NDC group up in Carriacou, they're organizing food, they're organizing drinks on sale. So they're selling drinks, selling food in Carriacou. The motorcade and so on, you don't have to worry about that. That will be taken care of. But you'll be buying your food and your drinks, so you could walk with things too. Nothing wrong with that. It's up to you, but it's a long trip. By the time it gets up there, it might be sour. So, yeah, so so you're gonna get food up there on sale. They're gonna prepare plenty food for the people who going up, and drinks. Well, you can't run out of drinks in Carriacou. Sheffer, 1664, Carbs, Stag, Heineken, Barrel Jack, all kind of rum, Hennessy, anything you want, right? Milwaukee, American Milwaukee, I think, and a lot of beers and a lot of drinks, because they get drinks too from up the islands, right? Different kind of beers and so on. So it's a good opportunity to drink, to eat, to laugh, to have a wonderful time. Tonight, someone called me for 10 tickets, 8 plus 2, 10 tickets. Earlier today, another person called me for 14, because people are going up in groups, or they have friends, right? They have colleagues, they have acquaintances. They want to come and enjoy Carriacou and see. That's what is important, to see what is happening in Carriacou. So I want to encourage you to make it a date. All right? Saturday, June 21st, we're going to Carriacou. Early, we're going up early, because we want to spend enough time in Carriacou. We want to spend enough time in Carriacou. That is why we leave in Carriacou about 10 o'clock, 10 p.m. in the night to come back down. But we're going to have a wonderful time. Eat, drink, we have a nice time. So, the NDC Women's Arm, the NDC Youth Group, you have your own group, personal group, constituency branches, church groups, any group, study group, if you want to, right? Come up. It'll be nice. So I have tickets. Remember, it's 100 EC. Earlier you buy them, it's better for you. Earlier you buy them, it's better for you, because it's going fast. It will be a wonderful, wonderful trip. 2 Ospreys. So organize, mobilize, speak to your friends, speak to your guys, and plan the thing. We're going up to Carriacou, June the 21st. All right? And I would love to see all the NDC people, man. One person who we will miss this year, and may his soul rest in peace, Sean Marshall. Sean had, his legs were amputated. All right? And boy, everywhere we were going, he would be there. During the campaign, he ain't missing nothing. He ain't missing nothing. It could be Carriacou, it could be Guelph, it could be anyway, some Guelph. Sean Marshall, may his soul rest in perfect peace. All right? There's another gentleman who I saw in the death news. Just can't remember his name. He used to be around our events too. May his soul rest in peace too. All right? But I can tell you, this event, don't miss it. We're going up to celebrate with the Honorable Tevin Andrews. He's a good individual. And we're going up there to see some of the good things that he continues to do for the people of Carriacou and Petit Martinique. And we should be able to leave there and testify that we saw X, Y, and Z. And the people of Carriacou and Petit Martinique, or at least Carriacou, the bigger island, is getting there step by step by step. All right? So I have the tickets. Remember my number again, 415-4817 or 403-1019. And we have tickets. Folks, I want to wish you all the best. Have a wonderful night. Take good care. And I'll be back with you tomorrow, God's willing, starting